Hello and welcome to Level Up IAS and welcome back to 10-minute series. Today in this video we're gonna look at Rabindranath Tagore's take on education. If you remember in the previous video we discussed about Mahatma Gandhi's take on education. These two are very important topics for your mains because a question can be asked this time. Okay, so let's begin. This is a question that I've given you to write your answers. You can put that in your comment section below and we will evaluate your answers. The question is, bring out the differences between Tagore's and Gandhi's views on education. Similarly, I have given you one MCQ to practice. You can put your answers in the comment section. So let's begin with the video now. His views on education. According to Rabindranath Tagore, education should be imparted to children in a way which makes them happy and creative. According to him, childhood is the time when children should learn outside the rigid and strict discipline of schooling system which was set up by the British. Okay. He clearly condemned the British system of education, saying it killed the natural desire of the child to be creative. He wanted children to learn within the natural environment. Now see this point that he wanted children to learn within the natural environment, it's very important. You should clearly write it down because Rabindranath Tagore had a deep desire and a deep connection with this natural environment. So this is something which is prominent when you write about Rabindranath Tagore's views. The word natural environment should come. So this is important. And he regarded schools which were set up by the Britishers as mills of rote learning with no freedom for creativity. Okay, so he gave four fundamental principles for educational philosophy, which are naturalism, first point, which we already told, natural environment. Second is humanism. Third is internationalism. And the last is idealism. So the institutes that he set up, which was Shantiniketan and Visva-Bharati, they were based on these very principles of naturalism, humanism, internationalism and idealism. So you should remember these 4 points and natural environment should be mentioned if we talk about this slide. So moving on to Shantiniketan now. From its very inception, Shantiniketan was lovingly modeled by Tagore on the principles of humanism, internationalism, sustainable environment, which we have already talked about. Now see, in December 22nd, 1901, he established an experimental school at Shantiniketan with only 5 students. In that also, one was his eldest son and an equal number of teachers. So you are seeing that students to teacher ratio, it's 1:1. He originally named it in the Brahmacharya ashram in the tradition of ancient forest hermitages called Tapoban. Okay. Now, according to him, what he said was the guiding principle of this little school is best described in Tagore's own words, which are the highest education is that which does not merely gives us information, but makes our life in harmony with all existence. That is natural environment. Now, nature walks and excursions were a part of the curriculum. Now, if you see, if you are in Delhi, the schools take you to Pratapgarh farms and every day for one day excursion to experience this nature walk and all, which was a part of curriculum in Rabindranath Tagore schooling system. So can you see the relation here? Similarly, special attention was paid to natural phenomena and students were encouraged to follow the life cycles of insects, birds and plants. In 1925, this school came to be known as Path Bhavan. So this is an important fact for your prelims. Path Bhavan. Okay. So let's move on. Now Tagore encouraged art in any form. So he encouraged artists such as Nandal Bose to take up residence at Shantiniketan and devote themselves full time for promoting a national form of art. He even helped reviving folk dances such as Manipuri, Kathak, Kathakali by introducing them at Shantiniketan itself. Okay. Rabindra Sangeet, also known as Tagore songs, are songs from the Indian subcontinent. They are based on Hindustani, classical music, Carnatic classical music, Western tunes, and the inherent folk music of Bengal. Tagore also drew influences such as Hindustani Thumri to Scottish ballads. So this is very important that he was not just restricted to Indian subcontinent but even to Western music. Western tunes, Scottish ballads were all something which influenced Tagore music. So this is an important point. Okay. Now, as a writer par excellence, we all know that he won Nobel for his writing. He also connected human appearances with emotions and essence, something which transcend to his art as well. If you see these two paintings, they are Rabindranath Tagore's painting, and you can clearly see here that his faces reveal a myriad of moods: melancholic, mysterious, menacing, melodramatic, and romantic. Okay, so he was an artist, he was a writer, he promoted art, so he was everything. Now, another very important point here is the ball or balls are a group of mystic minstrels of mixed elements of Tantra, Sufism, Vaishnavism, and Buddhism from the Bengal region, okay, of the Indian subcontinent. Now, the songs of the balls and their lifestyle influence a large part of Bengali culture. Bengali cultures are influenced by these balls, okay, but it had a very deep impact in Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, he talked about balls in a number of speeches in Europe also in the 1930s. So this is something that he was even influenced by balls. So you should remember this point also. Now everything comes to us that belongs to us if we create the capacity to receive it. This is a quote given by Rabindranath Tagore. You can use it in your essay somewhere or even in your GS answers. Now there was a similar institute on the lines of Shantiniketan which was set by him was Shri Niketan. Very few people know about it, and its main purpose was rural reconstruction or reviving the rural economy. Okay. Now, in 1921, Rabindranath Tagore bought a large manor house with surrounding lands in Surul, just 3 kilometers from Shantiniketan. Okay, now what was the objective? Bringing back life in its completeness to the villages and help people to solve their own problems instead of solution being imposed on them from outside. That is, you should be self-sufficient. Now, when we talk about the vision, to win the friendship and affection of villagers and cultivators, we should take a real interest in all that concerns their life and welfare. And we should make an effort to assist them in solving their most pressing problems. Obviously, then they will be attached to us. So, to initiate a dialogue between academic study and research of rural economy and on-field experience, he set up an institute called Shri Niketan. This is important. Okay. Now, Visva-Bharati. He founded a school for children at Shantiniketan, and it was around this nucleus itself that the structure of an unconventional university developed through careful planning. Now, Visva-Bharati was declared to be a central university as well as an institution of national importance by an act of parliament in 1951. This is important, that it is an institution of national importance. It is a direct question in your prelims. Okay. Now the university still has the rural trappings that Tagore dreamt of. The classes are still held in open under the shade of a huge mango tree, natural environment what we talked about, and students and tutors alike still travel by cycles to keep pollution at bay. Okay, so with this we have finished Rabindranath Tagore's take on education. This is the question which I gave you in the beginning of slide, so let's see whether we can attempt this or not. Rabindranath Tagore's music was highly inspired from Western music. Yes, this statement is correct because Western tunes and Scottish ballads are something which influenced Rabindra Sangeet. So statement 1 is correct. Statement 2, Visva-Bharati is an institution of national importance. Yes, it is correct by an act of parliament 1951. So with this, what is it asking? Which of the above statements is or are not correct? So we have both correct. So option D would be the correct answer. That is neither 1 nor 2. So thank you. I hope you liked the video and do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.